Good evening, Lake Orion. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ian Witherspoon. I'm your host, and I am Between Taorminas. Hey, now we're back at Oscars. We're back in the saddle. Boys, how's it feel?
You know that,
Interesting.
It's kind of like the big stage, you know? Huh?
Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah? I feel like, whatever. Anyways, we're going to talk today about some things. What's first?
Anthony can talk about it.
Okay, what's first?
We've got Brandon Inge,
Brandon Inge.
your man, Brandon Inge.
Don't like him?
You don't like him?
No.
Just like you don't like IPFW?
Right. Well, I like Brandon Inge more than I like IPFW, but we'll get into it. What's next?
Second subject, we'll bring up about the Detroit Red Wings.
You endorse that one, eh?
No, I don't.
Okay, what's next?
The third one, we can bring up the
Little college
third one,
hoops?
We'll bring up a little bit of college hoops. We'll bring up a little Lake Orion sports, and
A little bit of a hodgepodge.
yeah,
Another little hodgepodge, eh?
lots of love.
All right, let's get started on Brandon Inge. He's like the blemish that won't go away. He's just hanging around. If he's not on your chin, he's gonna be on your forehead. If he's not on your forehead, he's gonna be on your nose. You know, it's like he's not at third, he's at second. He's not catching, he's at third. What do you guys think?
I think Brandon is going to be their starting second baseman this year.
You think on opening day, April 5th, against the Boston Red Sox, Brandon Inge will be batting ninth, playing second?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think Ramon Santiago is going to be starting.
Good. Good. Peralta at short? No quabbles there, huh?
No.
I think Brandon Inge is going to be Brandon Inge. Here's why I think Brandon is going to start. Better defender.
Then Ramon?
Better defender.
He's
yeah.
never played second.
Well, I think he's going to do well at second.
Okay. What are your
think-
thoughts on that?
I think it's gonna be a very competitive race. You've got Ryan Rayburn,
Ah,
you've got Ramon Santiago, and you got Brandon Inge.
Yeah.
that was a utility
Brandon Inge
player.
is gonna look for any way to help the Tigers get better. And if you look at it, he's a loyal Detroiter.
Yeah.
He's loyal to the Tigers,
Yeah.
and he wants to play.
Yeah.
The thing is, with the second base, I don't think that's a position that's gonna be played every day.
Right. You got a lot of guys coming in and out of there. What are your thoughts on like a Danny Worth? You know, they got him.
Trade
He's
him.
young. Gone?
Trade him.
Nothing.
Why?
Trade him.
No depth.
Danny Worth is not. Danny Worth the liability here. People say sure he can hit, but he's really an outfielder playing in a second baseman body. Come on.
Danny Worth?
Danny Worth.
What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking Danny Worth needs to be traded.
He's known for his defensive skills.
Needs to be traded.
All right, we're gonna do the Anthony Inge show here because this guy's nuts. So all right. So Brandon Inge, you know, he's a good guy. Like you said, does a lot for the city of Detroit. Speaks very highly of it. Hardworking guy. You know, straps it on, goes to work. You get Miguel Cabrera at third though, okay? Because Prince is at first, and we hear Brandon Inge is not a happy camper. Why does it even matter what Brandon Inge thinks? You got Prince Fielder and Miguel Cabrera. Shut up. Do what you can do. You know what I mean?
Don't we have the same situation with Maglio Ordonez?
He's not on the
He's
team.
not on team
He's
anymore.
not on the team anymore?
No, they didn't sign him again.
Oh, okay.
So
But anyways, the point is that Brandon Inge is going to look for any way to play,
yeah.
and obviously the Tigers have had issues with second base,
Yeah.
as we've seen with Ryan Rayburn a couple
Raver's
times.
not good. Not a second baseman.
I do think that the best option, however, is Ramon Santiago. I think that he provides the defense. He hits slightly better than Inge, and I think that Ramon Santiago, is going to start opening.
He's a switch hitter.
Yeah.
He's not bad against lefties when he's batting from the right side. Why don't you like Ramon?
Well, because if you look at it, not an everyday player. Ramon. he's a veteran, you know. I mean, like, you know, but sometimes.
So with Brandon Inge,
Sometimes those legs, you know, he might get into a slump and people are going to really bash Santiago. I
Leland's
think
going to have a good problem in terms of, you know, look at Santiago who could play, Inge can play, Rayburn can play. Where's he going to put all these players? To be honest with you, Delmon Young is not the best.
Delmon Young's a DH by heart. He's not a left fielder.
I think he should be DH. But he's young, and that's.
But what
young
about
players don't wanna
Cabrera or
play DH.
Fielder?
They'll get some time at DH, but those guys are two of the most durable men in the MLB. They need to be on the field every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's my thing, though, guys, with Brandon Inge. I got one number for you, okay? 197. Put the decimal in front of the 1. That was his batting average, end of the year. Under 200, Sam. Get him out. Can't handle him.
Well, Inge
Can't do
can-
it. He's a utility player at best.
Well, Brandon Inge can be, well, I think here's why I think Brandon Inge can be your second baseman start. Good defender. You know,
All he can do is defend.
He makes the Tigers that much better defensively than Santiago does, and he's a much better second baseman than Rayburn.
He's never played second base.
He's a much better defender than Rayburn. Rayburn is not a good
Well,
second
Rayburn
baseman.
couldn't catch a couple of baseballs. I mean, if
Yeah.
if Rayburn could catch, maybe we wouldn't be having this.
Let's
discussion.
explain to New York Mets about that whole thing about Rayburn. Jesus, Rayburn's a terrible defender. He needs to play left field, and that's end of story.
Okay.
Inge needs to play second base.
And I think this is just a Inge looking to play.
Yeah.
I think the best option is Santiago. I remember we had an avid debate on your Facebook, Sammy, about this. I mean, if
Why don't
you
you
look
guys
at
just
it,
talk to each other?
if you
Why'd
look
you have to go on
at,
the internet? You live in the same house.
well, point is, you've got other people debating it too. I mean,
Oh,
you've
okay,
got,
okay.
you know, you got Tim English debating it. You got
Okay.
Kyle Wood debating
Uh-huh.
it. Steve Garver's younger brother, Brendan Garver, debated it as well.
Okay.
You know, I mean, and you could have felt free to join in it, but you didn't.
I like to do it here.
You prefer
You know,
to
in
do it.
front of the bright lights.
Well, we are in bright lights.
Yeah. All right, so let's wrap it up. You're crazy. I don't want to hear from you. Ramon is your best everyday
Yes.
option. You want it because he's never really had the chance to go every day. You want to
No.
see him every day, see what happens.
I would like to see him every day, but if not, you know, then just rotate between Santiago, Inge, and Rayburn.
Okay. I'd like to see Santiago
Inge
as
is
well.
your starter.
I
Inge-
think, shut up. Call up a younger guy like Danny Worth. You got some outfield depth with Dirks, apparently Cleet Thomas, yada, yada, yada.
Worth is not a bad option.
You know, kind of like every third or fourth day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, better than Inge. Better than Inge. He's young. He's got upside. Inge has nothing.
You're right, though, anti.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about the NHL and the best team in it, the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, right. No,
Yeah,
no, no. They'll lose Saturday.
yeah.
They'll lose.
Did you know that you can watch ONTV on the web? How cool is that? Just surf on over to www.orionontv.org to watch your favorite on-TV show. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Orion Neighborhood Television has been your community connection for the last 20 years. From local concerts and sports to resident-made original programming, we are the voice of Lake Orion. Featuring a large professional studio, ONTV can provide you with the tools you need to make a quality program. Our staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and eager to help with your program success. Your voice, your community, on TV.
Can ONTV really be a part of Orion's history? Can a 100-year-old school be moved and preserved?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986.
All right, welcome back to Between Taorminas. We talked Brandon Inge, and you know, like we said during the break, I think maybe you should try out for the fifth starter spot. You know, if he
Brian
doesn't make it
Kelly
at
did
second
it.
base. And that was like 2 pitches. That's a joke. Anyways, Detroit Red Wings. You guys, eat your crow. Come on.
5.
You, that camera. You, that camera. Who's going first?
For the Red Wings, you know, yes, they did lose to the Blackhawks last night, albeit not at home. I do think that we're still in that process. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I said it was either going to be Vancouver or San Jose. San Jose didn't get the job done. Vancouver plays them next.
Well,
Vancouver is 9-0-2 in the last 11 games.
all right.
Vancouver's got a really good shot of doing it.
That's fine. But you guys said they wouldn't make it. They wouldn't beat
I
the
didn't
record.
say
Now they set their own record. Your turn. That camera. Go. Sorry. Sorry, Mike Ilitch and the Detroit Red Wings.
I am not apologizing to Mike Ilitch. I think if you look at it based on the playoffs, I guarantee you this, Detroit will not be the Stanley Cup representative in the Western Conference. They will not. Because
Good. That means they're going to go.
they will not.
Thank you very much. What else do you want to say?
If you look at it from this perspective, I've got a whole list of guarantees here.
All right.
One, I don't think Detroit will ever win a Stanley Cup ever. Not this year, not in 3 years, not in 10 years. Two, I think.
So they're going to win for the next decade, pretty much, huh? Okay, go ahead.
Why
Two.
are you saying I'm the opposite here?
Because that's usually what happens.
Two, I think this is the year the Dallas Stars can make the playoffs. They're 2 points out.
Maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year, huh?
They're going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
And of course, let's look at it. Tier 3. Nicholas Lidstrom will retire next year.
After playing next year? Or he's going to retire after
He'll
this
retire
season?
after this season.
No.
He'll retire.
No, he's got one more year.
He's too old. He's
No,
retired.
He's got
He'll
one more
retire.
year. He's got one more year.
You hate me today.
I hate you every day. All right.
Well, anyways,
So that was, okay.
let's look at, Vancouver doesn't do it. You know,
Do I need to
Saturday,
pull
a
up my
lot,
schedule again?
a lot of people talk about the Colorado Avalanche.
A lot of people.
A lot of people talk about the Colorado
A
Avalanche.
lot of
How,
people?
yes.
I think one person.
Well, anyways, my point is this. Bottom line is the Avalanche and the Red Wings play tomorrow. They're going to play each other in Joe Louis Arena, regardless if Vancouver breaks the record or not. We will not know until we won't know. But
Colorado's in a playoff chase, too. If you look at it, of course, that 8th spot is so critical because, the top. If you make the top 8, you're in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Detroit right now has the top seed right now, but I think they can be beat. I really think they can be beat. It depends on the matchup. If they get LA in the first round, they're in trouble. If they get Colorado in the first round, I think they're in trouble. If they get Dallas in the first round, I think they're in trouble as well. I think Detroit's in trouble in the first round.
What happened when Detroit last played Dallas? Oh, right, that's right. They set an NHL record. Okay, for most consecutive home wins. Oh, okay. What happened last time they played the Kings? Oh, yeah, they won 8-1, 8-0, 8-2, something ridiculous. You're in trouble, and you're trying to pass it off on the Wings. You're banned again. I don't want to hear him talk. All right, let's talk a little bit of trade deadline. Wings picked up the defenseman for a first round. Do you see him making any more moves at all to get better on the blue line, maybe another second, third line scorer?
I think they've got the money to do it.
They definitely do, yes.
I think they've got, obviously they're certainly not, they're buyers at this point. They're not sellers.
No.
But as far as obviously Dazuk's out for a few weeks.
A couple weeks, yep.
He's, I don't think the Wings really need it because of their depth.
Right.
But I do think that if they make a move, they make a move.
Yeah.
But I personally don't think they really need it.
You know who I wouldn't mind seeing the Wings get?
Who?
Teemu Solani.
I don't know if Anaheim's going to do it.
I don't know either.
Anaheim's still in the playoff race.
Yeah, I don't really know if Anaheim wants to do that. And I don't know if Solani honestly really wants to go to Detroit.
Yeah, that's the thing. But he'd be
he's
a
always
great
been
fit.
he's always been a Wings hater in a sense.
Yeah, he's kind of been their Achilles heel a little bit in the past, especially. But he's one of the Ducks' leading scorers.
Right.
He's a veteran. Veterans seem to thrive.
Well,
with
and
the
he's
Wings,
also a legend in Anaheim, and I don't think he wants to leave Anaheim.
Yeah. We'll see. I just think it'd be a good fit. Kind of an underrated, something no one's really talking about.
Well, a lot of people have been talking about it's Rick Nash.
Rick Nash.
Rick Nash, a very interesting
One
deal
of the
here.
one of the best
One of the best
league.
forwards in the league. I mean, like, if you look at it, Detroit doesn't need him. I think a team that would benefit with Rick Nash going,
Dallas Stars.
I think I think Dallas is one of those teams that benefit.
How'd I guess?
I think, you know, a lot of people say he's going to go to New York. I mean, like, play for the Rangers. Rangers don't want him. The fans don't want him. I mean, like,
I think if Rick Nash goes to the Wings, I think that, you know, it does help in a sense, but I honestly don't think the Wings really, you know, need him.
They'd be giving up too much to get him
Right,
as well.
they would be. Yeah, I mean, and I think that if he gets them, you know, I think it does more harm than good getting Rick Nash.
I agree. All right, boys. Final thoughts on Wings. Anything NHL related?
Well, I think
That doesn't have to do with Dallas.
if you look
And
at
an 8th spot in the playoffs.
I still,
And going home and golfing early.
I still think the Stars are going to make the playoffs.
boy.
You just watch.
Okay.
Stars won a big one against Montreal last night. Big one against Chicago. And of course, you know, Stars. I think it can make. I think not only they can be the 8th seed, they can be some seed if they want to.
All right. Final thoughts.
I think that it'll be a good game tomorrow between the Wings and the Avs. I think that, you know, it always is. It's always been a good game. It's always been a good rivalry. I mean, Johan Franzen has made a name for himself in this rivalry, which sucks, but
He's your favorite player, isn't he?
he's for pack mules.
All right.
You ever hear of a pack mule?
I've heard of Pac Mule.
You know a pack mule.
Yeah.
You know Johan Franzen's a pack mule.
Nah, he's a mule.
No, he's a pack
Nah,
mule.
he's just a mule.
He's a pack mule.
Nah, mule.
Pack mule.
Mule loves Ram.
Pack mule.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk a little college stuff. Basketball, football, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, I don't know.
And pack mules.
And
On
bye-bye.
ONTV.
Goodbye.
Can ONTV really change the way you see Orion? Can a community hold a talent show to raise mental health awareness?
ONTV, a part of Orion's history since 1986. Video classes are now enrolling. Call 248-693-3377 to reserve your seat today. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. This is you, and this is your community. You have a great idea, but how do you get that idea to your community? ONTV has your answer. You see, ONTV is a part of your community. We help you get your idea on cable, so everyone you know will learn about your great idea. So, what are you waiting for? Get your idea on cable and into your community. Get your idea on TV.
All right. Last segment, between Taorminas. With any luck, he'll be quiet. He'll have some sense in his brain.
You got pack mules and avatars and Julia Roberts. Oh my.
All right.
Think about it.
All right.
Think about it.
Joe, let's mute the two mics here.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do the show alone, I guess. All right, what are we talking about? You're the host. Tell me.
Got a couple of topics. We've got
Okay.
college basketball to bring up about Michigan State. Will
Okay.
they be the #1 seed in the Big Ten tournament?
What do you think?
Yes.
Yes?
I think Michigan State's the #1 seed in the Big Ten, in the NCAA tournament because of this reason. I think that their strength of schedule is #1. Their RPI is #3. I think if you look at it, I think Michigan State has done well enough to earn that #1 seed. They still got to keep winning. Still got a tough slate to close out the regular season. They got to play Ohio State.
That'll be a good one, huh?
That'll be a good one. You know, I mean, like, they've got a lot of big wins. They got a big one. They got a big one against Minnesota, and then they got to play Nebraska at home. You know what I mean? But the game they have to have is that Ohio State game. And I think that if they want to get #1 seed for sure, they got to win the Big Ten tournament. I think they got a shot.
I think that Michigan State can win their games. I don't think they truly need the number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. I really don't think they need the number 1 seed. Michigan State has a history of doing better when they're not the number 1 seed. They have a traditional history of doing a lot better, and I think if you look at Michigan State always does better when they have a chip on their shoulder. They don't do well when they are, ranked high, I'll take last year, for example. They were ranked in the top 2 in the country.
Yep.
Look what happened there.
Yep.
Michigan State needs that chip on their shoulder, and if they don't have that chip on their shoulder, they don't do well.
I think they've had it all year long, though. I don't think it's going away. You know what I mean? Coming in unranked.
Well, they played Duke and North Carolina to start the year. That's brutal enough.
Right.
I think the concern is being ranked and also being number 1 in the Big Ten. They don't have that motivation unless they want to keep that number 1 seed in the Big Ten. Then you have some motivation. But I don't think they should be number 1 in the tournament, or else they won't have a chip on their shoulder. They'll get upset.
You mentioned winning the Big Ten tournament being important for number 1 seed. How much importance do you think Big Ten coaches put on the Big Ten tournament?
It's huge. I mean,
think so?
if you look at it, let's look at Penn State last year. Penn State was on the bubble, and they needed to get at least the championship game to make the NCAA tournament. They did that. They did just that. And then you look at a team like Northwestern, Minnesota, what I mean? They're bubble teams right now. Illinois is even a bubble team right now.
All right.
Purdue's a bubble team. They need that conference tournament, to do some damage, help their tournament resumes.
For bubble teams, it's very important.
Yes.
For a team like Michigan State, who's proved themselves already, how important is it? What do you think? They'd rather have an early.
Winning the regular season championship is
Right.
better. I think.
Me too.
In the Big Ten, the tournament's secondary pretty much
Yeah.
because if you look at the NCAA tournament, look at how many Big Ten teams go in there. Whereas if you're in a mid-major conference, you have to win that tournament just to get
Right.
into the NCAA tournament.
All right, and next week I think we're going to talk Summit League.
Yep.
Summit League tournament. Your favorite team versus your favorite team versus my favorite team, the Golden Grizzlies. IPFW. Oral Roberts.
You like really getting into our minds, don't you?
I like getting under your skin a little bit.
You really like.
Is it
that,
working
don't
today?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Let's get back here now. Michigan State. Number 1 seed. You think they can do it. You didn't give us your opinion.
you? No.
No. And you don't necessarily care. Not that important.
They don't have that chip in the shoulder to do the number 1 seed.
Okay. All right. And you had a topic you wanted to bring up about ladies and districts and
That's
dragons.
actually Sammy's subject,
Oh.
Lake Orion.
Pardon me.
Well,
You
this
guys
will-
look the same.
Well, this week, is Districts Week. Of course, our very own Lady Dragons are in the District 30 districts. It's at Rochester. They got 5 teams in there. They got Oxford, Orion, Rochester Adams, Rochester, and Stony Creek. I think if you look at it from that district, I think there's 4 teams that really have a legit chance at winning that district. If you look at it, you got Orion, Oxford, Adams, and Stony Creek all have legit chances to win that tournament. It won't be an easy thing, but, you can take a look at my projections, and all my insights are going to be on my blog spot, of course, in the Dragon's Den. I'll likely send a link on the Facebook of Between Taorminas if you guys want to check it out.
All right. Good enough.
It'll be interesting, yes.
I think we have a question of the day.
From Tiffany.
From Tiffany. Where's Tiffany from? St. Louis?
Fort Wayne,
Oh,
Indiana.
all right. Ask the question. What is Tiffany asking?
The question is, should the conference tournaments, should we get rid of conference tournaments?
Okay. And your answer. Sam? What do
You
you
know
think?
what? I think yes, because it's an unfair judgment because you look at it, it's not fair to measure that you could put one team into the NCAA tournament. When at least 3 teams have 20 wins, and then you have conference, and then of course once you get in the big times, everything is about money. I think that you need to get rid of the conference tournaments.
Okay.
I don't think, to be fair, if you look at the tournaments are all about money. It's all about money. They don't care about mid-major teams, which sucks. It really does. They care about the Texases, the Kansases, you know,
Big
the
boys.
Michigan States, the North Carolinas, Dukes, the big boys. You know, I don't think that they should get rid of the conference tournaments, especially for mid-majors. Mid-majors need to have the chance to possibly have 1 or 2 teams compete in them. They have these overrated bracket busters. Bracket busters. What living jokes there.
Well,
They really are. They're jokes.
money grabs.
It's about money.
Money
That's what I
grabs.
hate about the NCAA is money.
Yeah. All right, boys. Final thoughts on life in general. Sam? Nope. Ant goes first.
Okay. News
Nothing
flash.
about
Last
Avatar.
week we talked. Last week
boy.
Last week we talked about Avatar. We talked. The cherry is still out. I still challenge the Avatar to come on this show and debate. I still challenge that. It's not just the Avatar I'm challenging either, but I'd love to debate that Avatar. I'd love to have the Easter Bunny on there. I'd love to have Julia Roberts on here. I'd love to have anyone on here. I'd like to have some celebrities on here. You know, why not?
I'd like you to be quiet and you give your final thoughts for the day.
Oh, you're being disrespectful?
Yeah, a little bit.
At Caputo,
Yes.
you haven't mentioned me. You haven't, I mean, like, you ignored me last few weeks.
I emailed him.
Call him out. Just call him out.
You've ignored me the last few weeks. I am asking you to come to the show and we'll debate. And I know another person that's ignored me, Michelle Griswold.
Oh my gosh.
Come to the show. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I know you're a fashion nut. But, and that's fine with me. We'll talk fashion. I mean, like, but deep down, I know in the bottom of your heart, you are a Dallas Stars fan, no matter what.
Good. I think you just totally redeemed yourself for the whole show.
I think you did.
All the transgressions.
I think you did.
All right. When we come back next week, we're going to do a little Summit League tournament talk and who knows what else. Thank you for watching Between Taorminas on ON TV.